Hey aunties. So today I'm just gonna change him and maybe feed him if I have time, and also just talk about what drives me to continue to love this hobby and what um, the whole big deal is for me. Number one, of course, it always stemmed from the fact that I've always been a real doll lover, but I've always been a doll lover of realism. Even though when I was growing up, there wasn't many dolls that looked, really real. Mostly it was like cartoonish or, Cabbage Patch Kids. I collected them all. But I always really wanted a realistic doll, and I always had my grandmother on a chase looking for one. Um, So that's that. And I've always been surrounded around babies. My mom been doing childcare for at least 20 years, 25 years. She's always been that lady that takes in people, children. She's picked babies up from the hospital. It's just, I've always been surrounded around babies. So I've always loved babies and stuff like that. And of course, I have lots of them. Well, I have four kids. But one of the things where people are like, oh, these are just dolls, and why do you spend so much money on them, and blah, 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 blah. I don't always say that it's always true that you pay for what you get, because sometimes you can get a really good baby for a really good price, or, you know, um, but for me, the part that does it for me, like, I don't talk much about all my real personal stuff, but I'm going through a really, really, really hard time right now with a lot of stuff. Um, just, life, basically. His hair hasn't been combed in, I don't know. I should do something to it in like probably a month now. I don't know. He's just, it's no products on it or anything. So he's just being a little fro baby right now. But the part that, okay, for one, I feel like you can either enjoy your money and, reward yourself after working so hard with things that you love and that's going to bring you joy, or you can just sit and be, not miserable, but, hold it and only spend it on bills and stuff that, I guess the responsible things, and never, I'm not saying don't pay your bills, and that's not what I'm saying, but and never get anything that you enjoy, and then one day you're gonna die. Yes, we're all gonna die, and one day you're gonna die, and then somebody else is gonna get your money that you leave, that you've been saving all your life and not enjoying anything, and they're gonna get your money and they're gonna blow it or they're gonna enjoy it. So I figure every now and then I can treat myself. I work very hard. I've been a mother that's, worked two jobs. I've been a mother that's, went to bed without eating to feed her kids. I've been, you know, through a whole lot in life to get to a point to finally be able to say, hey, I can enjoy this. Now, of course, there's balance to everything, and you should at some point say, okay, here's where I stop, or here's where I draw the line. This is too much. This is going to cause me a financial problem or something. But let me tell you, throughout all the stress, right? I can do a million different things to try to relieve my stress, right? But because I love my dolls so much, it's like sometimes it's like, oh gosh, I just gotta find 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something just to change a doll out or something and get them dressed to just, relax and unwind. He does have boy parts, guys, so if you see them, I'm sorry. They are very real. So, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's that, I never been able to explain it. I don't think I ever will be able to explain it. But when I can go into my room and pick up one of my dolls and dress it, or, you know, even if I just pick it up and hold it just for a second, because sometimes I only pick them up and just hold them for a second, just feel the weight of them, the realism of them or something. I don't know. I just get this like weird bubbly feeling, and I put them back down, pose them how I want them. I mean, he may be laying kind of different, and I may decide, oh, I'm going to turn him over to the side like this or something, and then I just look at him, I just spend time just looking at him, and then I feel better for a minute. I just sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I come on and I do videos, and my videos are really the real therapy, because even though you guys are not right here with me, I feel like I'm talking to you guys and it's a conversation, and I'm not focused on what's really going on in my life, right? All right. So I get to escape reality for 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, an hour. That's good for me. It's good for my anxiety. It's good for depression. It's just a release, right? It's like a club, like anything else. People have, you know, book clubs. I've been a part of those. Everybody have a club. This is, to me, it's like a doll club. It's like we all are a part of this club, and we get on and we talk about dolls, and we talk about a little bit about our lives and stuff like that. And it's a relief. Now, I have had a moment where I was too much involved, to the point where I was just trying to tune out everything. And, you can't, too much of anything is never good. I always say that, because you can't get to a point where you're just tuning out stuff so much till you never face life situations and reality. You have to eventually try to work on the things that's not right in your life, or things that you need to fix, or things that you need to work on, or whatever. Even if it's nothing but you need to clean your dang on room. You need to, face that, because it's never going to go away if you just hide from it. But just to escape for a few moments, that's what my dolls do for me. And if I had more time, I would do tons more with them. And I honestly don't like to take them out. I don't like people questioning me about my hobby and all that great stuff that much. But I'll be honest with you guys, right now where I'm at in my life, I would, if I didn't have the 2-year-old, I would be taking them out a lot more. And I would be proud to be able to take them out. And I like showing them off. I do. I get a kick out of it. When I took Mia to the hospital to see my grandmother, and the nurses and the doctors were going crazy over her, I enjoyed every moment of it. I think our hobby is getting more exposure. I think eventually it'll be more people accepting it as it being a hobby and not something weird. I really do. I think that we are getting to that point. But when you get older, and I'm getting very close to 40, guys. So when you get older, you begin to not worry as much about what people think and what people say and stuff like that. Yeah, when I go to my job, of course, I don't want to, make a problem at my job, because that's where I work, and, it's how I feed my family. But anywhere else and everybody else, I don't really care a whole lot. I don't really want to put a lot of product in his hair. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I just wanted to get that frizz out of the way. It was not really frizz, but it was kind of like just getting on my nerves. It's just like no control. Say I had no control on my hair, mommy. So anyway, he's still a wild kid because I gotta get it together. But that's okay. But yeah, so yeah, and my kids, they pretty much just ignore me. They see me go in the room, they see me grab, you know, a baby, they see me grab my camera, they know I'm going to make a video. They're very polite about it a lot of times. They'll walk in the room and sometimes they still throw me off on my videos because they walk in the room and, you know, it throws me off on what I'm saying. But they will be like, oh, you're videoing, and they'll put their finger up and all that. And they will walk out, or, you know, sometimes I'll tell them to stay and I'll lip talk to them while I'm doing the video and answer their questions or whatever, but I don't want to totally ignore them. So, but they respect, it's my hobby. They know now that when a box is coming, I'm going to be crazy and calling every 5 minutes, asking them, you know, had the mail ran? Did I get a box? Was it a big box, little box? You know, they know now, and it's okay. My oldest daughter was totally against it. She's coming around a little bit. She's just maturing so much now. I'm so proud of her. So many things. She's just growing. But yeah, this hobby is really like my therapy, and it really does a lot of good for me. And people are like, well, what do they do? Like, do they do anything? Do they cry? Do they pee? You know, it's like, yeah, some of them do pee. I mean, yeah, sure, you could put a crying box in them and stuff, but I'm not trying to, and not to say that other people are when they do these things, but for me, you know, I don't need all that. That's not what I need. I don't need them to be real, because real means more responsibility, more work, more stress for me. But it's all about the look. It's all about the feel, and it's why I've become more into the silicone babies, is because I'm so into the feel. But it's just, it's so worth it to me. Like, you know, people, I don't want to defend why I spend what I spend or what I've spent or whatever. I don't want to spend any more, for God's sake. I think I've reached my max, but I don't want to defend why. But to me, I think if I invest in a baby that's going to last me a lifetime and maybe possibly be able to pass that baby down to my kids or my grandkids, you know, I think can you imagine, 30 years from now, he'll still look the same, and inheriting this little thing here. I think it's awesome. It's just like people that collect porcelains and stuff like that. I think it's awesome. I really do. I really do. Andrew, you're a boy, so you don't really need to have no bang going on here, sir. Sorry, mommy got too carried away. I'll have to play with that. But yeah, I just didn't want that to hold in place, because once his hair dries, it will hold its place, and I didn't want him to have a bang up there.